We are gathered here today not just to mourn, but to celebrate. To celebrate the life of a wonderful father, grandfather, and entrepreneur. Donald Banks was my grandfather, a man whom I owe so much to. My grandfather was always there for me growing up. He would come over when we lived in Georgia just to play with me and see me, and even when my family and I relocated to Tennessee back in 2006, he would still come multiple times a year along with my grandmother to see us and to be around us as we grew up. My grandfather gave me opportunities that I could not be more grateful for, that I didn't know at the time were as important as they are today. Because of my grandfather, I was blessed to be able to travel to places such as New York City, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and the yearly Florida trip at my grandparents' house. Those trips are so special to me, and they are memories that I will hold on to forever and tell my children about someday. My grandfather is an incredibly inspiring man. I remember hearing a story about how terrible he was in high school, and he just hated school and he could not focus for the life of him. But then when my grandfather got to college and was granted the privilege to pick his field of study, he chose finance and was instantly more successful because he was doing something that he was passionate about. My grandfather took those passions and he channeled them by starting his own business, for which he supported his family and enabled his grandchildren for many years to come to do well in life and be successful. My grandfather has inspired me to choose finance as my own career because I remember the passion behind his eyes as he would talk about his field. He loved anything to do with economics and was fascinated with the world of business. He was an incredible and influential man, and I know that those will be sorry to see him. Though he was a good businessman, even more importantly, he was a good father and grandfather. I am so incredibly thankful for my grandfather, and I'm going to miss him so very much. He lived a good long life, and anyone who knew him to be kind, generous, humorous, and to love a good martini. I know that my grandfather is watching us all now, and he would be immensely proud of everything that he is seeing. I love him very much, and I cannot wait to see him in this next life.